Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. In this video, we're going to talk about SPS and whether it's more likely that we go to a penny or to a dollar. And I think we got to talk short-term, long-term, we got to talk fundamental considerations and what is bigger than even fundamental considerations. These are my best guesses at what is going to happen with SPS, but it actually applies really to all the new projects too, like Tower Defense and GLG and the related tokens and the packs and so on. So I hope you find this sort of content interesting. It's total speculation, but I love this speculation, and I kind of, this is my plan anyways, and I hope this adds value to your day. Guys, have an amazing day. God bless. Two good questions, and we said we would talk about the SPS, so let's circle back there. But Garrett, what do you think of what's going on with SPS, and when do you think the next demand for it will be, or will it even get back to 7 cents? Well, I definitely think it'll get back to 7 cents. I really do believe, and some people are going to say it's just, you know, Dwayne is talking his own book, but I really believe SPS one day is going to be more than $1. And I want 1 million of them. And I expect, and I've said for a long time, I actually think SPS could go down to a penny. And for a long time, people were like, no way. At 50 cents, at 25 cents, at 12 cents, at 10, you know, at 7, it's constantly been this, like, because there's always been something to be excited about. And I get it. Like, we think everything, this game's awesome. The SPS is awesome, and it should, you almost feel it should go up because it's good, but fundamentals don't exactly drive cryptocurrency price appreciation. Usually what drives it is just FOMO, and there's this environment is cyclical. And so, you know, prices go way lower than you think they should. And there's a famous saying, I think it's from, I forget who said this, but it's a famous investment saying, and he says something like, prices or markets can be irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And so what it means is, like, you expect SPS, you're buying SPS, you think it's got to go up, like it's too good. Like, look at all the reasons and the functionality, and this game's amazing, and it should just go up. And while that's a fundamental argument you're making, and I would argue, you know, you're making a lot of sense. The game is good. The token is important. There's tons of burn mechanics, and there's eventually going to be like a lack of SPS when we get out of the 5-6 years that there are printing of it. And so all of those fundamental arguments should be able to be held up and say, well, it should go up. But that's a rational argument based on fundamentals. And usually cryptocurrency doesn't actually move in tandem with that sort of logic. It moves through these like bits and spurts that are totally illogical, except that they're cyclical, which is a form of logic. And so, I mean, I don't really know if it's going to go to a penny. I'm not really calling that. I've said that, and I guess what I mean is, I wouldn't be surprised if it went that low. I wouldn't be surprised if it went lower. The only little piece of information I could hold up to say why that low is that SPS at one point was $1, and in the previous bear market, my experience was that altcoins usually lost 95 to 99% of their value, and that's just what I saw the last bull market. And if we go to SPS, we can see that the all-time high was $1.26, and I think that was like, I bet that was like just a moment. I don't really think it stayed there. I only remember really seeing it around $1 for like any sort of sustained period, and even
it was right when it came out. So if you go over there, that was its peak.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I feel like I sold some for $1, and I think I sold some for about, you know, probably 70 cents or something. And then I think, I don't know, I might have sold more. No, I don't think I sold any in here. I think by this point I was like, it's going to go to the moon. So I don't know, maybe that's not what you want to hear. Maybe it feels a little bit, like I don't believe in the project or something. And of course I do. I'm super pumped about this. I want to own 1 million of these things. And even though I have that plan, I actually would love it if it spiked now. I have, 50,000 or maybe 60,000 of these things. I'd be super happy if I'm wrong, but that's just me speaking from like past experience. And so when's it going to go up? I mean, I really think it's gonna, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened sooner than all that I just said. Because I guess if we look at it from an all-time high of $1.26, this is more than 95% decline. I think. I was just thinking.
If we're talking about the all-time high.
I was thinking $1, and you go down to a penny. That's like 99% ish.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't really care. Also, and maybe some of you guys are in a different boat, and you really need that money. That's a tough spot. Because you never know. Buying, I heard lots of investors say something about investing on the down is trying to catch a falling knife. Like we've seen SPS, and I'm no market analyst. I shouldn't pretend to be, but I guess what I have noticed is that we haven't really hit a floor because we've actually, that's not all of it. If we go there. Maybe we did. Maybe this is the floor. 4.5 cents.
Oh.
Is that where we
don't talk about those days, Dwayne.
My question, and again, I'm no technical analyst, but my question would be, as we inch lower, are we going to touch that low point and bounce up? Or are we going to touch that low point and go lower? And I actually look, as the more I look at it, it looks like there's more volume over here. It also looks like it's kind of trying to inch its way up. I guess I almost just expect sideways for a bit longer. Probably, it would take the rest of the market to start going crazy. So maybe that's, I don't know. Is that weeks away or is it years away? I don't really know. But that's what I think. I think we are going to see crazy new heights. And there are fundamental reasons for that. But more than that, there's just an excitement that will come with cryptocurrency in the next bull market that I would think is going to just go. And that's why I don't really think, because some people will say, well, the dollar's not reasonable or $2 is not reasonable because the market cap. But I don't care about market cap because, again, just like I said on the topic of how low can it go, I said I don't really think fundamentals matter. And on the topic of how high can it go, I don't think fundamentals matter. I think at the end of the day, it's crazy at that moment when things are going nuts and the prices are shooting up from 5 cents to, $1. And then Splinterlands is doing some other thing and some other release and picture the excitement in that moment. Like we saw DEC going from, what was it, 1,000 equaling $1 up to I think 100 equaling $1, or even better than that, I think. And so that's a stable coin, guys. So I think you can see crazy stuff happen, and I just don't know if it's anytime soon though. And so in the meantime, I'm just gonna pack my bags and add to it regularly.
Wayne, can you tell us that the bull market's going to happen by the end of this week? So Ape on Wall Street can go ape mode.
That would be, yeah. It was Warren. You're right. Well, how you have to think about his name. That's funny. Yeah, you're right. It's Warren. My man, Warren Buffett, the 100-year-old investor. That guy is serious. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I have a book of Warren Buffett's quotes. I need to find it. It's probably one of my favorite books. And it's not a very big book. Probably maybe 40, 50 pages. But on every single page, front and back, there's about 3 or 4 quotes of his.
So Virus says if SPS, if 3 cent SPS is likely and 1 cent is possible, I wonder what GLX will be after a couple months. And
yeah,
I mean, you're pointing toward where my head is at, Virus. I don't dislike GLG. I don't dislike tower defense, but I definitely believe that new projects come out with exuberance because you have a certain amount of buyers that are super pumped about it. Look at Chaos Legion pack sales. Look at Riftwatcher pack sales. Look at every launch of every crypto ever. Those who are super pumped get in early, buy with excitement. There's tons of pumping happening. Look at all the promo cards we've seen. They launch and they go up a little or a lot. The prices shock you, kind of, is what I'm saying. And then they often just kind of trickle down, and then they find a floor eventually, and then they rally and they come back if they have that sort of staying power. And I think SPS is going to have staying power in a big way. Markets are driven by people's fear and greed, so any fundamentals can be thrown out the window as long as people are either scared or expecting something. Yeah, I think that's true, Bakuani.